We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the L2C Sports Final on Time for a Change, sponsored by the L2C Media Network. And now, here's our own Samson, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Thank you. Good evening, everybody. How are you? We are here tonight. This is a program that will bring you sports. It'll bring you philosophy. It'll bring you something worth your time, if not your money. Why? Because it's free. Anyway, got a lot of sports news for you. We're on for till about midnight Eastern time, so consider it about maybe 45 minutes. 40 minutes? 40-minute show? Wow. Let's get going. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Let's get some good old fashion sports. Again, we're here on the YouTube, and kind of like it. It's nice. It's nice to be on here. We have no interruptions. And at least the video is good. It doesn't freeze up. It doesn't, get interrupted. Knock on wood. Anyway, let's get you into some sports news. By the way, if you are living in Jackson, Clinton, Ingham, Eaton, if you're living in I'm going to say southern lower Jackson, South Central, lower Michigan area, we have a big old boomer watch. That's right, Thunder Boomers. And it's going on until 4 a.m. Severe thunderstorm watch. And as David Young from the Storm Tracker 6 Weather Fandango said just a few moments ago, the storm should enter by midnight and shouldn't last too long. So, but still, group, got to be prepared more than scared. Anyway, let's get to the headlines, get you all ready for another fun day in sports. That's right. Let's go to it. Oklahoma State football players began returning to campus this week, where they underwent testing for coronavirus upon arrival. Cowboys senior linebacker Amen Ogbong Bamiga announced via Twitter Tuesday that his test came back positive after attending a protest in Tulsa this weekend. This is the first known positive case related to the Oklahoma State program. Now, after attending, this was his tweet, quote, after attending a protest in Tulsa and being well protective of myself, I have tested positive for COVID-19. Please, if you are going to protest, take care of yourself and stay safe. Bonga bonga. End quote. Now, it is not known if the player was one of the athletes in the first phase of returning players. However, if he was, he will now enter quarantine in a separate on-campus housing designated by the university. According to the safe plan released by Oklahoma State Tuesday, he will also receive appropriate medical treatment and monitoring from the team physician, athletic training staff, and any other medical consultants. Now, here's a complete list of protocol from that very same group as we say, hola to Matt Edinetti. How you doing there, my friend? Hopefully everything is going well. Hope more people come in because we like to have people come in. So come in. Be one in the new YouTube. Let's give you this Oklahoma State safe plan for when a student athlete tests positive. Now, if a student athlete, coach, or support staff member tests positive for COVID-19, they will enter the quarantine protocol per medical, local, state, health department, and university guidelines, and will begin to receive the appropriate monitoring and treatment from the team physician, athletic training staff, and any other medical consultants. Now, the positive student athlete will be moved to separate housing designated by OSU for quarantine purposes. Appropriate contact tracing as per local state. Thank you. Appropriate contact tracing as per local state health department and university guidelines will begin, and all that have been in contact will be instructed to quarantine and have symptoms monitored for a period determined by health and medical officials. Hi. Contact tracing, by the way, will begin with student athletes cohort and or workout group. Fun. After the determined quarantine time, if the trace contact group is not showing symptoms, they will be retested for COVID-19 prior to resuming activities. Upon receiving a negative test, they will await specific instructions from the team physician and or the athletic training staff regarding return to activities. Ooh, they mean it. Upon recognition of symptomatic student athletes and or staff in the West End zone facility, and by the way, you will never like to get anything in the West End. You got to always get in the South End. The person will immediately be referred and directed to OSU University Health Services or Stillwater Medical Center if after working hours for evaluation, testing, and treatment, and if needed, transportation to the University Health Services or Stillwater Medical Center for symptomatic student athletes will be provided from athletic training staff wearing appropriate personnel protective equipment. Oh, yeah. Now, Ogbong Bamiga, a linebacker from Canada. Canada. Oh, Canada. Had a breakout season in 2019 for Oklahoma State, recording 100 total tackles, including team high 15.5 tackles for loss, with 5 sacks, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery as a junior in 2019. Not to forget to mention the partridge in a pear tree. Matt, Ed, and Eddie, I've been okay. Did you hear that we aren't going to have a fair this year? Yes, I did. And didn't we all predict that long ago? When our Friday show was still on Block Talk Radio. I kind of think we were first on that prediction. I'll have to go through the archive to find out. So, and by the way, Ogbongbemiga was voted as team captain by his teammates in 2019. He earned his second team All Big 12 honors. He was a finalist for the Cornish Trophy. Cornish Trophy, is that a game hen? Or game hen? Yeah. Anyway. He was also given annually to the most outstanding Canadian student athlete in college football. What did they give him, a Cornish hen? Just wondering. I'm in a Cornish hen type of mood. Members of the football staff began coronavirus testing Friday. No positive cases were found. Now, remember, there is a difference. This is Corona beer, not a virus, okay? Unless, of course, you know, sort of like Budweiser. So we hope the man does good and, passes. Whew. Okay, let's keep going. Clemson assistant Danny Pearman has apologized. That's right. Tuesday afternoon, it came to light. That Clemson football assistant coach Danny Pearman used a racial slur at practice 3 years ago. In response, Pearman issued a public statement late Tuesday night. 3 years ago on the practice field, I made a grave mistake invoking DJ Greenlee. I repeated a racial slur I overheard when trying to stop the word from being used on the practice field. What I overheard, I had no right to repeat. While I did not direct the term at any player I know, there is no excuse for me using that language in any circumstance. I never should have repeated the phrase. It was wrong when I said it, and it is wrong today. I apologized to DJ at the conclusion of practice, who then appropriately raised his concern to Coach Swinney. Coach and I met to discuss the incident, and he reiterated that my language was unacceptable. I later apologized again, as well as expressed my sincere regret to our position group the following day. I love the young men who choose to come to our university and would never do anything to intentionally hurt them. I sincerely apologize to DJ, his family, our team, and staff. Now, the incident surfaced earlier on Tuesday when former Clemson walk-on wide receiver Canyonton Tuttle tweeted in response to Dabo Swinney's Monday comments about social injustice. You allowed a coach to call a player the N-word during practice with no repercussions. I will never understand why it was never addressed, end quote. Former Tigers tight end DJ Greenlee later interviewed with Matt Conley of The State about the incident. That practice exchange happened in front of the entire team, Greenlee said. It was just a heated argument during practice. Basically, he heard me use the N-word and basically tried to correct me by saying the N-word back. He wasn't saying that I was an N-word. He was an I-word. That means idiot. Both of them were. Pearman's titles at Clemson include assistant head coach, tight ends coach, and special teams coach. What, he wasn't cheerleader coach? He joined Clemson in December 2008. Pearman played tight end on Clemson's 86 and 87 ACC title teams and served as a graduate assistant on the Tigers' 88 ACC championship team. Oh, Tenny boy, the lights are burning. You're wondering what I've been doing here. Just doing what I can to keep the faith in humanity. All right, let's give you some more, and this is on the baseball path. Now, as you know, baseball is trying like a mofo to get back in it. But the fate and the future of their minor league baseball, that's still under question. Now, the owners and the Major League Baseball Players Association have been far apart. Would you like to know how far apart? So far apart. Hey there. They have been so far apart, you literally need to have a tape measure. That's about as far apart as they are. Now let's see if I can do that. Hey, oh, wow. Hey, that joke worked. Okay. They have literally been far apart. So far apart that they are considered social distancing. Throughout most of the negotiations so far concerning the start of a potential 2020 season, things seem to be getting at least slightly more encouraging this week, and there are some things two sides do agree on. You okay? Uno, come here, sweetheart. My cat and the mascot of this telecast, Uno, the mouse assassin, she is literally in heat. And the union embraced the proposal from the owners to only play a regional schedule during the 2020 regular season as to limit travel as much as possible, according to the Boston Globe. There we go. The proposal includes teams only playing opponents from their division and from the interleague counterpart. That is to say, AL East teams will only play other AL East and NL East teams in 2020. The teams will play in their home ballparks, but there won't be fans. Some teams will be forced to travel further than others, obviously, such as the north-south travel from Florida to Boston and Toronto. Beep, 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 beep. The Texas teams to Seattle is a bit of a hike, too. The leagues would reportedly remain intact for the purposes of the standings. That means no 10-team divisions by regions. It's still the 6 divisions that then leaves the proposed 7 playoff teams per league for the postseason, with 3 division winners per league and 4 wild cards. There is no word yet on how balanced the schedule would be, or if it would be heavy on intra-division play. Part of the reason we don't know that yet is there has been an agreement on the number of games to be played. Now, players proposed 114 games, while the owner's side has said to prefer something in the 50 to 60 game range if they are going to pay prorated salaries. The talks continue and continue and continue and continue. Womp womp. And continue and continue. Anywho, by the way, as Matt Ednedy said, they have canceled the Jackson County Fair for this year. About first time in a century this has occurred. So I'm just saying that you canceled the Jackson County Fair. You canceled most all fairs. So you know it's going to be canceled next, unless something happens this week or next month. You know it, and I know it. The Michigan State Fair may be canceled. Okay, so let's keep going. If you think NASCAR's having to do some things on the double dip, take a look at the PGA Tour. When the John Deere Classic was canceled last week, it briefly appeared as if there would be a hole in the PGA Tour restart schedule, which begins Thursday, June 11th, with the Charles Schwab Challenge. However, the John Deere, slated to be the 4th event back, will take place July 9th to 12th, has been replaced by a tournament at Murfield Village that will be sponsored by Workday. Interestingly, this will mark 2 straight weeks the PGA Tour will tee it up at Murfield Village, as the Memorial Tournament will be played this week after on July 16th to 19th. If a golfer plays in both events, he will play 8 straight competitive professional rounds at the same course. This is not a situation that presents itself very often, of course. Pro tours aren't very often trying to navigate global pandemics. Now, one instance in which it sort of happened was back in 2014 when the U.S. Open was played at Pinehurst, followed by the Women's U.S. Open the week after it. That 2-week stretch was a massive success. Olay! What is particularly interesting about this tournament is that it reveals that the PGA Tour has a clear contingency plan for any events that might get wiped out because of the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic. Either word works. Though the John Deere was canceled just last week, Workday was lined up and ready to go at a different course in a very short amount of time. Now, this signals to me that the PGA Tour is intent on finishing out the 2020 year, even with a strange and very abbreviated schedule. Hopefully, no other tournament will be axed the rest of the way, but if they are forced to cancel, the PGA Tour has clearly a backup plan, and honestly, the less travel, the better, for at least right now. The Workday event will include a 156-player field, followed by the more exclusive 120-player field at the Memorial Tournament, hosted by Jack Nicklaus, the following week. And here's the new schedule from now until the end of the 2019-2020 season. June 11th to 14th, Charles Schwab Challenge. June 18th to 21st, RBC Heritage. June 25th to 28th, Travelers Championship. July 2nd to 5th, Rocket Mortgage Classic. July 9th to 12th, Workday event, the name to be announced or determined. July 16th to 19th, the Memorial Tournament. July 23rd, 26th, 3M Open. July 30th to August 2nd, the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational and the Barracuda Championship. August 6th through 9th, the PGA Championship. August 13th through 16th, Wyndham Championship. August 20th, 23rd, Northern Trust. August 27th to 30th, the BMW Championship. And September 4th through the 7th is the Tour Championship. And there you go. And while we have this moment, before we continue our news capsulization, let's tell you what's coming up tonight on the Rakita Law channel. Little old Nikki Rakita. Yeah. Little midnight Eastern time. That gives me midnight Eastern. Hello. Oh, live tonight. It's Blackout Tuesday. # Blackout Tuesday. Whiskey review and bite stream. This event will begin in 28 minutes. It'll be on the Rakita Law channel, midnight Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock on the left coast. So there you go, kids. Nick Rakita and his guests will be obviously talking about Blackout Tuesday and everything else with Whiskey Review. So got a big show. Should be in Hastings at 1:03, Lansing by around 1:39, Jackson a little after 2 o'clock. Okay. A little after 2 o'clock, we're going to have storms here in Jackson. Once again, folks, Channel 6, we are the unofficial, well, TV6 is the official, unofficial weather station for us. Ping pong. Okay, so
developments there tonight. Good evening, Steve.
Shannon, good evening. The curfew is in effect now.
So, yay. There's a curfew. Okay, so reminder, Blackout Tuesday, Whiskey Review, and the Spite Stream. Nick Rakita is law-splaining the interwebs tonight midnight right here on YouTube. Right there on YouTube. It's right over there. So go to it, enjoy it, watch it, and be informed. Okay, folks, get this. We still got more. That's right. We still got more of a show here. And we're on until midnight. Hey, we're a 45-minute show. And we're experimenting not only with YouTube, but with the 45-minute broadcast. This should be fun. So, let's get back to it, shall we? Okay, we shall. Boom. Let's get back to more headlines, including a few other little details that we should go over for you. College basketball. Oh, boy, something's really not going right. That's right. A judge in Florida denied a motion on Tuesday from Zion Williamson and his legal team to stay discovery into whether he was eligible to play at Duke in 2018-2019 under NC2A rules. The latest twist in an increasingly interesting legal battle that has cast a pall. Now, how does one, can somebody explain to me, guys and gals, can somebody explain to me what the hell casting a pall is? I mean, why not cast a Steve or cast a Matt or cast a Jay? I mean, why cast a Paul? What's Paul got to do with it? Anyway, that's a question that should be answered by high-ranking scholars or by our viewers, who are high-ranking scholars in their own rights and lefts. The ruling requires that Williamson, the former Duke star and current Pelicans rookie, must answer questions under oath, obviously, relate to his eligibility and any improper benefits he or his family may have received. His eligibility has come under scrutiny. After Gina Ford and Prime Sports Marketing, his former agent, filed suit against him seeking $100 million. For breach of contract. Ford and Prime Sports also filed a request for admissions, asking Williamson to admit that his mother and stepfather, quote, demanded and received gifts, money, and or other benefits from persons acting on behalf of Duke University, directly and or indirectly, to influence you to attend Duke University to play basketball. And here I thought that it was to play tiddlywinks or join a knitting circle. Matt, and then he says, "Hey Steve, maybe you should tweet out these live streams on your Twitter. It might help out." I might do that indeed. I may do that on tomorrow's show. Again, this is a work in progress. Fun work in progress, but a work in progressive. Williamson's attorneys are expected to file an appeal on the ruling, so says the 4-letter network of sports love, ESPN. Oh! Naughty 4-letter word of love. I dare anyone to say that in the throes of passion. Darling, when we make love, I think of you as if you were Linda Cohn and we were playing ice hockey. ESPN. Sports love like you've never seen it before. 50 Shades of Dick Vitale. Anyway, don't ask me. I don't write this. It just comes out of here. Actually, it comes from here, ends up here, and comes out here. Yeah, I know you wish it would come out there. Okay. Earlier, Williamson requested a protective order alleging Prime Sports Marketing is attempting to force Williamson to engage in burdensome and irrelevant party discovery in this court aimed at embarrassing him, his family, his former coaches, and his former school. Oi! That's a lot of words. The insinuation is that Williamson was induced to play at Duke in a way that would certainly clearly violate NCAA rules and probably good taste. Yes, Zion, play for Duke. You won't regret it. Anyway. Have we sunk to the lowest form of comedic fun? Nah, it's just a typical show. We got away from Facebook and are now ripping it on YouTube. It's revolutionary. Anyway, we continue. They upped the intensity of complicated, I can read, legal battle that appears far from over. And would you like to know what we know? Now, why did Zion split with Prime Sport Marketing? Well, days after declaring for the 2019 NBA draft, following his freshman season at Duke, Williamson signed with Prime Sports Marketing, but the partnership lasted only a few weeks. The following month, Williamson signed with Creative Arts Agency. CAA is a well-known agency representing several top NBA players as compared to Prime Sports Marketing, which does not represent NBA players according to the Hoops Hype database of NBA agencies. Ooh, jolly. According to the Athletics legal analyst Daniel Wallach, Williamson's team filed a federal lawsuit relying on North Carolina law meant to protect student athletes from solicitation from agents not certified by the state. The lawsuit seeks to nullify his agreement with Prime Sports Marketing. Now, why did PSAM file a suit against Zion? Simple. They're seeking compensation for endorsement deals that it claimed to have lined up for Williamson. The suit, filed in Florida, is the one that has produced the request for admissions. Ooh, yes. Tasty. About Williamson's time at Duke. Now, why does Zion's status at Duke matter, you may ask? Well, I'm a humble country attorney. The North Carolina law is meant to protect student athletes, so by accusing Williamson and his family of accepting impermissible benefits, Prime Sports Marketing appears to be attempting to cast doubt on whether he was truly an amateur and whether the North Carolina law should apply anyway, since their agreement started after he declared for the draft. But as Wallach explained, diving into Williamson's months at Duke could be a double-edged sword for Prime Sports Marketing. If it is proven that the company developed a business relationship with his family as an uncertified agent before he declared for the draft. Naughty, naughty. Oy. What is Zion's legal position? Personally, I think it's standing up. He's standing upright and pointing left, then right, then doing one of these, and praying to God or any deity he saw fit. Well, last week's filing, Williamson's legal team argued that the resolution of the North Carolina case could, quote, partially or completely obviate the need for the information Prime Sports Marketing is seeking as part of the discovery process in the Florida case. Yes, indeed. Additionally, Williamson's lawyers argue that Prime Sports Marketing's discovery requests are nothing more than a fishing expedition aimed at tarnishing Williamson's reputation. Again, naughty. Why do lawsuits matter to college basketball? A very good question. Why? You may ask that. I think I just did. Oh, you did. I didn't listen. Well, maybe you should. Stop talking to yourself and answer. While many believe Prime Sports Marketing is simply angling for a settlement after losing Williamson to a more established agency, fishing references, you gotta love it. Duke's basketball program could be caught in the crosshairs if the battle ends in a trial. Now, if the legitimacy of Williams' amateurism became a key point of contention in a courtroom, it's feasible that witnesses from the Duke basketball program could be placed under oath and questioned about the allegations that Williamson and his family received inducements. Now, what is Duke's legal stance? I don't know about Luke's, but I do know about Duke's. Prime Sports Marketing's requests for omissions from Williamson are not the first instance of an accusation that Duke broke NCAA rules with Williamson. Yes, we're going to have his name. Matt, Ed, and Eddie, you might want to add a subtitle to the video since there's already a video on your channel with this title from last night's stream. I'll fix that on tomorrow, Matt. You gotta like this guy, Matt. He's a good producer. One of the best hosts, co-host, equal host, Friday nights, Spreaker. Please give us a listen. We're good. Along with Jay, the brain man. Matt's good. Producer, host. Is there nothing, and gamer reporter. Is there nothing this man cannot do? He can do a lot. He's helping me out a lot, I'll guarantee you that. And believe me, I need help. Oh, God, does I need help. Anyway. Michael Avenatti, remember him? He previously alleged that Nike paid Williamson ostentatiously steering him to Duke, which is a Nike-sponsored program. Avenatti has since been found guilty of attempting to extort Nike, among other extorted things like hair care products, pictures of Stormy Daniels, picture of Donald Trump with a smile on his face and no hair. Anyway, for its part, Duke spokesman Michael Schoenfeld said in a September statement to the Durham Herald-Sun that an outside investigation was conducted once the school was alerted to potential eligibility issues with Williamson. As soon as Duke was made aware of any allegation that might have affected Zion Williamson's eligibility, we conducted a thorough and objective. I'm going to do this like Colonel Clink. As soon as Duke was made aware of any allegation that might have affected Zion Williams's eligibility, we conducted a thorough and objective investigation, which was directed by individuals outside the athletic department. We found no evidence to support any allegation. Clink! General Buckhalter, how nice to see you again. Hey. Matt says, too bad I barely have any gamer news to report on since Sony has postponed the PS5 game reveal event along with EA delaying their reveal of the next Men game due to what's going on. So the Wizard isn't going to have anything to report this week, sadly. Trust me. I'll give you some e-game scores. I always come through. Sometimes. Well, I do come through. I always try to help. But Matt, as I said, Matt's good at everything. One of the best.
We don't have to go get
We're going to we're going to tie him up to a chair so he doesn't get taken by iHeartRadio. Okay. Zion thrived as Schoenfeld wrote, we found no evidence to support any allegations. Zion thrived as both a student and an athlete at Duke and always conducted himself with integrity and purpose. Or purpose for those of you English majors. Wow. 36 minutes past the hour. Although my clock here says 11:47, we've been on the air for 36 minutes. The Wizard is a good person. We do have a passage to tell y'all. And the world of basketball and the world of sports is a little bit sullen today. NBA legend Wes Unseld, who spent his entire 13-year career with the Washington Bullets organization, Baltimore Capital, Washington, winning a championship and being named Finals MVP in 1978, passed away at the age of 74. The Unseld family and the Washington Wizards announced in a joint statement on Tuesday. He was named as one of the NBA's original 50 greatest players and most beloved figures in NBA history. The statement says as follows. It is with profound sadness that we share that our adored husband, father, and grandfather, Wes Unseld, passed away peacefully this morning, surrounded by family following lengthy health battles. Most recently, with pneumonia, he was the rock of our family, an extremely devoted patriarch who reveled in being with his wife, children, friends, and teammates. He was our hero and loved playing and working around the game of basketball for the cities of Baltimore and Washington, D.C., cities he proudly wore on his chest for so many years. His legacy lives on in the family he treasured, his daughter Kim, son Wes, daughter-in-law Evelyn, grandchildren Layla and Wes, and the love of his life for 50 years, his wife Connie, and the community of the Unseld School, where the entire family contributed to enriching the lives of Baltimore's youth. We would like to thank everyone who knew and loved him personally and professionally for their support during this loss. We will share information in the near future about how we will celebrate Wes's incredible life. Now, Unseld, who was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1988, led the Bullets to 4 NBA Finals appearances. He's one of 2 players in NBA history to win league MVP as a rookie. The other is, of course, Wilt Chamberlain. After a standout 3-year collegiate career at Louisville, Unseld was drafted number 2 overall by the Bullets in 1968. Today, he ranks as the 12th leading rebounder in NBA history with 13,769 career boards. And he is one of the best. He was the toughest, most physical, one of the most toughest physical players in history. When Willis Reed introduced Unseld at his Hall of Fame enshrinement, he said, quote, "When you played against Wes Unseld, he abused your body," end quote. Fellow Hall of Famer Rick Barry once called Unseld a, quote, "bigger version of Charles Barkley," noting that Unseld, quote, "got as much out of what he had talent-wise as any player who ever played the game." Wizards GM Tommy Shepard told our friends at CBS Sports, must plug, he was a tremendous family man, fantastic mentor and friend. Everything he did was with integrity and for the benefit of all. It is a very sad day. End quote. Unsell's rebounding prowess gave way to legendary outlet passes, a combination that would routinely result in Unseld firing near full court chest passes to sprinting teammates ahead of the pack for a layup. It is fitting that Unseld is the godfather of Cleveland Cavs all-star Kevin Love, a legendary outlet passer himself. Love, in fact, was given the middle name Wesley in honor of Unseld, who was a teammate of Love's father, Stan Love, with the Baltimore Bullets. After retiring as a player in 1981, Unseld remained in the Bullets organization for the next 20 seasons, 6 as vice president, 7 as coach, and 7 more as general manager. His number 41 jersey has been retired in Washington since 1981. Wes Unseld, passing on to the golden light of heaven at the age of 74. And we will pause for a moment of silence. Had to include a little horn there for basketball. The belch was something else. Okay, we got to give you some scores, do we not? Yes, we do, because if we don't give you scores, we won't play this out. So, let's give you some scores. Tomorrow, like Matt said, we're going to title these. We'll subtitle. So it won't confuse. So, we're going to make this nice and quick. Well, things go very nice and slow here. I love it when they go slow. Don't you know that? Yes. Oh, okay. We got scores from baseball and a little bit of soccer coming up for you in a few moments. Then, of course, our shout-outs and what we call our serious Fare Thee Weller. Hey, there we go. So let's give you some scores. Why give you scores? Because if we don't give you scores, we will be lost. So let's go. Here we go in the Austria Tipico Bundesliga regulation group. Mattersburg and Altach tied at 1. St. Poland over Tyrol 5-0. Austria Vienna over Admira 1-0. The Czech Republic. Liberec over Jablonec 1-0. Mlada Boleslav and Zilin played to a 1-1 tie. Slava Prague over Prebom 1-0. In the Czech Republic, Division Deuce. Cherudem and Hradec Kralov tied at 2. Listen and Jelava tied at 1. Trinek and Prostijov tied at 0. Varnsdorf lost to Zizkov 4-0 in the Denmark Superliga. It was Brøndby over Sanderdisk 1-0 in Estonia in their soccer league, the Meisterliga. Temeka lost to Kurasar 2-1. Tallinna Kalev defeated Legion 1-0. The Frok Island Premier League, IF Fuggleforge defeated Streamer 2-1. Germany Liga, here we go. Erdelang and Meppen tied at 0. Victoria Köln over Zwickau 3-0. Mattenberg over Wurzburger Kickers 1-0. Mannheim over Hansa Rostock 1-0. And Ingolstadt over Unterhaching 2-1. Germany, DFB Polko Women, or women's soccer. Bayer Leverkusen over Hoffenheim 3-2. Israel Ligat Al Championship Group. It was Hapoel Tel Aviv over BTR Jerusalem 3-0 in the regulation group of the same name in Israel. Ashdod defeated Hapoel Rana 3-2, and Netiana over Shimona 3-1 in Kosovo. Way down in Kosovo. Pristina over Drencia 3-0 in Poland. Pozika over Chonazanka 1-0. Olsztyn and Trollboy Glogau tied at 0. Sandeshka Naui defeated GKS Belch-Atau 3-0. A Belch loses. Go fig. Terminalika over Suwalki 1-0. Legina over Stalmilik over Legencia 2-1. In Serbia, it was FK Crvena Zvezda beating FK Inđija 2-1 in Turkmenistan. It was Sagadam over Merv 2-1. Kopdog, Oxbot, and Ahal tied at 2 in the club friendly. Here we go. We'll do bottom up. Vagineers and Borodin tied at 1. Nastolan over Union Plani 5-2. Kemi City and TP47 tied at 2. Tabor Zenza over Jadar Dakani 4-0. Stroms Gudsit over Stabek 1-0. P. Lirot Rauma defeated Yupa 1-0. Zuralavi over NK Spanksko 4-1. Ilviz Kizat and TPT tied at 1. Grossuple and Damazale tied at 4. And that was that on football. You got to love it. I do butcher the team's names, and I'm apologetic for that. Okay. Let's give you some let's give you some baseball. Japan, the NPB preseason. It was the Nippon Ham Fighters and the Chiba Lotte Marines tied at 5. The Akut Swallows pinched the Chunchi Dragons 15-3. Yokohama Bay Stars and the Rakuten Gold Eagles 9-7. Fukuoka Hawks over the Oric Buffaloes 2-1. In South Korea, the Korean let's see, Steve, you wouldn't happen to still have the episode we did with Jaimin Chi, would you? I will look it up on the other side, on the other thing, if I do have it. If not, I do apologize. South Korea, the Korean baseball organization, the Kaiwoom Heroes over the Hanwha Eagles 15-3. Kia Tigers over the Lotte Giants 7-2. Doosan Bears over the KT Wiz Swoon 11-8. Samsung Lions over the LG Twins 2-0. SK Wyverns over the NC Dinos 8-2. In the KBO Futures League, it was Doosan Bears over the KT Wiz Swan 2-2 sequels. 4-1. The Kia Tigers sequel over the NC Dinos sequel 6-3. Kaiwoom Heroes sequel and the LG Twins sequel were somewhat delayed. Lotte Giants sequel lost to Sangmu 3-2.
SK Wyverns the sequel and the Samsung Lions sequel, 17-1. Wyverns wins. Taiwan CPBL first stage, China Trust Brothers over the Rakuten Monkeys 10-5. Taiwan CPBL Minor League, the Fubon Guardians sequel outlasted the Rakuten Monkey sequel 6-5. The Uni Lions sequel over the Weishuan Dragons 13-9. Now, let's give you an excuse me, Mom. I have to do this because I don't want to get another strike. So here we go. I'll do this fast because got to end the show here quietly, quickly, and ever so correctly as we do. We say hi to our Facebook friends like Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, and Nancy Nichols. We say a big hello to Brenda Dixon, Jacqueline Fleming. Who else do we say hi to, you may ask? Who else? I'm glad you asked. We say hi to Sarah Chavez, to Sammy Phillips, Samantha O'Neill, Casey Ann, Monica Cram, Gary Cram. We also say a big howdy hi to Christina Peterson, Angela Peterson, Jay the Brain Man, Anne Marie Man, and of course, the ever lovely Yuki Tanaka. We also say hello to Marielle Liu. We also give some love to January J. Keaton. Yay. Sandra Douglas, Vanessa Douglas, and Sabrina Kyle. We say hi to Jennifer Torres, to Amanda Wojcinski, to Claudia Treos. How you doing? Chuck Cook, the king of Grand Rapids. Virg Bonero. Hi. We also give a lot of love to Bobby Langford, Leonard Brand, Bonnie Bowman, and Brad Berkwitt. Also, we give respect to Dallas LaPlante and Kellyanne Collins. That's right. Kellyanne Collins. Whom else do we say hi to? Oops. Thank you. We also say hi to Beth McLeod, to Casey Lennox, to Kate Carney, Jill Arrington, Mandy Summers, Peter Gilmore, Wyatt Holiday, Lennon Wynn, Lucy Nolan, Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Morris Hayes, Stacy Hayes. We say hi to everyone in, as I say, the free world. As well as Audrey Dahlgren, Alex Sims, Nick Mantis, all the gang of TV6, Donnelly Keith, Melissa Wilson, Tim Ziska, Dorothy Malone, AJ Katz, and all my friends at KRIV Fox 26, and Dorothy Malone, great singer, great bunch of lady singers, folks. We say hello to everyone on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and we love everybody. Folks, that's going to wrap things up for us for a wonderful Tuesday night. Wednesday, we will have our wrestling report, give you a post-AEW wrap-up, and everything else in the world of sports as we continue to hope and pray That's sports. We'll be back with or without fans, hopefully with fans. So, if you will, please stay tuned. Nick Ricada Law Channel, coming up here on YouTube. Lost Blame the Interwebs. Until then, I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley, for Matt Editing and the entire group here and group. No matter what sport you love, may your favorite team always wind up winners. And as always, we say a good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. And from all of us here at the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, Michigan, I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley. I'll see you tomorrow at 11:10 p.m. with another crazy edition of the L2C Sports Final. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. There was